Good morning. It's your boy Deafness45, and we are back with another week of NFL DFS content before the slate starts. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. I'm going to get the stream shared out, as notifications are kind of tricky with YouTube, especially when you're streaming through Streamlabs. I'm going to get that shared out, and then we're going to dive into it. We're going to kind of go over game by game my best plays that I like, who I'm on, who I like to stack, cash options as well as tournaments, and we're gonna get it popping, man. What's up, Steve? Locking horns, baby. Good morning to you and a happy Sunday. I'm gonna get this stream shared out real quick, and then we'll get into it, buddy. 1 second here. Glad you got a noto. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel real good. You got a notification. I appreciate you. Let me get this out though. We'll get everybody else in here. Most people aren't getting notifications, so I appreciate it, man. No, it's awesome, man. There's always a chance you could, and this is more daily fantasy sports, which I think you would really enjoy if you actually got into it. If you legally can play. There are some states that still don't allow it. You know what's kind of crazy is I'm in Minnesota. I can play daily fantasy sports, but I cannot sports bet on game. Isn't that kind of ridiculous? Like, a lot of states are opposite, or most states have both. So, cheers, guys. Appreciate you. What up, Joe Mans? How you doing, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope all is good with you. Happy Sunday. We made it to another Sunday. Beautiful morning. I cannot complain. My Vikings are on a bye this week. I'm super excited. Shout out to my guy, Scotty Minuteman Tickets. If you guys are looking to get tickets, reach out to Scotty Minuteman. He'll save you fees and stuff. You'll end up saving money. So, like, when I check SeatGeek, we're going to the Vikes game, me and my son, next Sunday night against Dallas, against the Cowboys. It's going to be insane, guys. I'm going to be all Viking geared up. Get some good photos of me and my boy. We're going to go enjoy it. He's super pumped. He told me a couple weeks ago, he's like, Dad, we need to go to the Vikings-Dallas Cowboys game. So I checked into it. I think the 2 tickets we got lower level, like corner end zone, like row 15, would have ran us about $800 to $900 with the fees. Because it's like 2 something or like almost 300, and you think, oh, that's not a bad deal, just taxes. Well, then when you look and they had the fees, they had like another 75 to 100 and some bucks almost per ticket. So I got with Scott, and yeah, $550 for both tickets. Sunday night, prime time, Vikes versus Dallas in Minnesota. Super pumped, man. Cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. He is awesome. You're hurting today. So I'm going to tell you what, man. I am hurting as well. My body is so sore. I told you guys I was doing some rearranging. My whole setup. You obviously see me from a completely different angle right now. I'm in the other side of this. Is like a double room. I'm on the other side of the room. I am where my TV and stuff used to be. My TV and everything is now on the other end. I still got a lot of organizing to do with stuff, but I wanted to get the big stuff, and I wanted to make sure I could be here with you this morning and obviously continue on as work will start back tomorrow, bringing you the Playmaker podcast tomorrow night with our boys and whoever else wants to join. And that's another reminder, guys, anyone else who wants to join the Playmaker podcast live talking sports, let me know. I know we're here for football, but let me just say one thing. Shout out to the Houston Astros and shout out to the Atlanta Braves. How about my boy Eddie Rosario? We'll talk more about that on the Playmaker podcast tomorrow. He is your playmaker of yesterday for sure. From Minnesota, for the Twins. Stand up, Eddie. We love you, man. Go get that ring. Beat those Astros. All right. I'm surprised I'm not seeing Fester and the boys in here yet. I don't know if they are sleeping in today or what they got going on. I kind of don't want to have to repeat myself and go back, but I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna get started. People will roll in. People will pop in. It is Sunday morning. I get it. If I waited to do this a little bit later, it'd probably be a little bit easier. But it's all good, man. We're gonna pop right into it. So we're gonna go. Like I always do. We go game. What up, Lewis? We go game by game. I talk about who I like, kind of if I have any game theory, game script behind each game, and then we build a DraftKings and a FanDuel lineup if we have time before we're done. Right now on the screen, you're seeing Fantasy Cruncher. I'm not a multi lineup builder, but I like to use the optimizer to see what the optimizer is spitting out as far as what kind of players the optimizer is telling us to play and whatnot. So that's kind of a 3 lineup build from Fantasy Cruncher, just straight off kind of the standard projections, if you will. But anyway, let's get into it, man. So first game I got on my list, again, I'm just going through my score app game by game. So we got a 43-point total. The Panthers are favored by 3. They're going into New York. They're going to play the Giants. So you could say that Daniel Jones is an interesting leverage quarterback GPP play. Strictly GPP, I would not play him in any kind of cash games, double ups, head-to-heads, etc. If you're going to play him, you're probably going to look to pair him with somebody like Evan Ingram. On the other side of the ball, Sam Darnold has been a stud, guys. I talked about this previous years when Darnold was with the Jets. I said Darnold isn't actually he's a very good quarterback. He's solid. He just needs a supporting cast around him, right? A little bit better cast to so he can show what he can actually do and how well he can play in the NFL. Well, he's bringing it on, man, and he's also got the rushing side of it too, which is kind of interesting. He's got quite a few rushing touchdowns already this season, and he's not really been known for his legs, but he's used his legs, especially with the injuries of CMC and whatnot, as they've started the season. So Darnold, obviously DJ Moore is a name that always sticks out there. The guy I'm probably going to continue to do, which a lot of people do this, I think, as the weeks go on, DJ Moore continues to be the guy. When we're talking GPPs, we want to pivot off the main guys that everybody's always on to, right? When you're talking tournaments. Robbie Anderson, he keeps burning. I think a lot of us that decide to go that route to try to get away from the more chalky side of DJ Moore. But I'm going to continue to look to Robbie Anderson this weekend in some of my builds versus like a DJ Moore. But I'm not on Darnold. I'm not on Jones at all. Again, you can play him either one of them. They're both GPP viable. I would not play either one in cash games. All right. And next we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Miami Dolphins. It's a 47.5-point total, 2-point spread. We got Atlanta favored by 2. This is a bit of an interesting game. I actually don't mind Matt Ryan this week. He's not looked the greatest. He's started to turn into the right direction, but it's not been good. He was missing. There was a game I watched. I think they were like first and goal at like the 9 or 10 yard line, and he kept trying to throw a touchdown pass to Kyle Pitts, way overthrowing his hands, like Pitts jumping up as high as he can, just missing targets, easy throws. But I think this might be one of those sneaky plays this weekend, is going to somebody like Matt Ryan, which then what you could do is you could really stack the tables with a Calvin Ridley and with a Kyle Pitts, right? I think a lot of people are going to be on like Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz for good measure, right? Ertz is the first game with Arizona, and we'll get to that when we get to that game. So this is somewhere where I don't think Pitts is going to be as highly owned. So you could get a very low-owned Matt Ryan. Calvin Ridley will be somewhat chalky, right? He's very cash viable this weekend as well. And then a Kyle Pitts. And then on the Miami side, I mean, you could look to somebody like a Myles Gaskin. Waddle as well is interesting. And then they do have a very cheap option. Good morning, Tom T. They do have a very cheap option with their tight end. Let me grab his name real quick because I don't even remember how it's. He's like on DraftKings. He's like 2,500. Let me see. Smithy, SMY Smithy. He's like 2,500 on DraftKings. I'll check what he is on FanDuel when we build our FanDuel lineup. But that's another place you can get a little sneaky to run it back if you're going to do like an Atlanta Falcons stack. If that's something you're looking at, I don't know if it is. The next game we got is the Washington football team at the Green Bay Packers. 47-point total. We got Green Bay favored by 8.5. This is a spot where this is probably a spot where I think Aaron Jones, his name is written all over this game. But I could see where that backfires and it becomes an Aaron Rodgers game, right? Aaron Rodgers throws 3-4 touchdowns. Devontae Adams is heavily in that game, which he usually is every game. But I'm looking at more like Aaron Jones on this game for some of that leverage, if you will, less ownership. And I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is going to be highly owned. Devontae Adams is usually always going to come in with some ownership because he's one of the best or maybe the best receiver in the game right now that's active. On the Washington side, Tyler Heineke, you can always go to. Ricky Seals-Jones is a great one. He's going to be somewhat popular because of his price tag. Terry McLaurin, you can always play. So another sneaky play if you think Washington can keep it close in Green Bay. If you think Heineke can bring some Heineke magic, the Heineke stack might be a sneaky stack where you did like a Heineke, Ricky Seals-Jones, and Terry McLaurin, and then you ran it back with either Devontae Adams or Aaron Jones. Cheers, guys. So that's something to think about. Here's a game that's intriguing. Cincinnati Bengals at Baltimore. 45.5 total, 6.5 favored by Ravens. Lamar Jackson, I love again this week. He burned me a bit last week. I was on him heavy. The issue was he never really needed to be in that game. Like, they had the lead from the jump, and it was just more of a running game, right? Le'Veon Bell got a touchdown. He had one touchdown pass to Mark Andrews, but they just kind of controlled the clock, killed the clock. It was a slower game, not a high point total. I think this has potential to be a shootout, right? You got Marquise Brown. You got Bateman. Bateman is a guy that could be sneaky this week. He's on my list of sneaky plays. Rashad Bateman's coming off the injury. He played last week. He had, 4 or 5 targets, maybe 6 targets. Caught 3 or 4 of them. He's a stud. He's a former Gopher from Minnesota here. So Bateman is interesting. Mark Andrews. And then you run it back with Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, Chase if you want to. Or you could even stack the opposite side and then run it back with one of those Ravens, right? Now, the running back situation is interesting. Latavius Murray is out. I would have loved Murray today if he was in, but he's obviously out. We already have that news. So you got Tyson Williams and Le'Veon Bell. That could be interesting as well, but I think they're going to be splitting and sharing most of those carries. I don't know how much I want to go there, but that's another game to... Well, I know, man. I love it, too. It's the best. Took Ravens on the over, same game parlay. Nice. Next game is the Jets and Patriots. We got a 42.5 point total. Very low point total. Patriots favored by 7. How about Mac Jones? He's looked great so far this year. I think the game continues to slow down for him as it does for most quarterbacks as they're rookies and as they get more experience in game. But I don't mind Damian Harris here. I don't mind Jacoby Myers here. On the Jets side, I don't mind Michael Carter. You know, he's an interesting one. Corey Davis is another name to think about. I don't think I'm going to play any quarterback on either side of this game. But the next game that a lot of people are going to be on, and it's going to be heavy, and this is where you got to maybe either go with the majority and just kind of eat some of the chalk, or try to get creative somewhere. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans. This is a banger, guys. This is a big game. We got a lot of slower point totals, and if we do have higher point totals this week, the spreads are not close. This is 4.5 points. This could go either way, right? I think the Chiefs continue to try to show that they are better than how they've performed and played. I think Patty Mahomes needs to make a statement in a big way. This could be a 5-touchdown week for Patrick Mahomes. I'm just calling it right now. This could be a 5-touchdown week for Patrick Mahomes. I love Patty Mahomes. I'm playing a lot of Patty Mahomes this week. He's probably going to be around, well, he'll be a little bit higher than 10% because it's the highest point total on the thing, and that's what just naturally brings people to play guys. But Patty Mahomes, you compare him with Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Hardman. I prefer to go to Hardman route, which I know a lot of people are going to play because he's cheap. He's saving you that salary because you have to run back the other side of this game. So here's what you need to decide on. You need to decide on which Titan you're going to play or Titans you're going to play back with this Chiefs stack. Now, Derrick Henry would be the most common playback. You could look at Julio is still out. Is AJ Brown? So you can look at AJ Brown, right? You could look at one of the tight ends. Oh, going back to the Patriots game, Hunter Henry is viable just about every week because he continues to see the end zone and he's getting a solid 8 to 10 targets a week. So, but that's what you need to figure out. And I just think this game is going to be insane. Clint, what up, bro? Good morning, buddy. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Happy Sunday to you, my man. The Detroit Lions at the LA Rams. I'm going to take some shots with Stafford, but I think the more common play here is Darrell Henderson because of this point spread, right? We feel like they're going to probably control this game. They're going to probably kill clock as it gets to a point. But is Stafford just... Is McVay just going to let Stafford let it loose no matter what the point is because he's playing against this team? If you are a believer in like Narrative Street, this has Narrative Street written all over it, right? Stafford wanting to beat the piss out of his old team, then he may just let it loose. You got Kupp, you got Woods, you got Higbee. I'm going to prefer Woods. I'm going to take the savings, but Kupp there's no wrong answer here, I don't think. And Kupp is going to always get his 10 plus receptions a game. Like, he's not going to go a game probably without less than 9-10 catches. So he's always viable, but his price tag is much higher. So again, we got to take into consideration here when we're building these lineups, the price tag and how much value each player brings. That's one thing you guys need to, as you continue to play this game and get better at this game, you need to realize that's why value is so important. Finding those guys that are cheaply priced that have huge upside or that have a huge floor for the week because everybody else is off, right? An example in NBA last night was Gary Trent Jr. Dragic was out. Gary Trent Jr. gets a start. He's 4,600 on FanDuel. I don't remember what he's finished with points. I think like 30 fantasy points or something. But at 4,600, that's huge. That's the type of things we're looking for. We're looking for a high upside, cheap savings so we can build and put better studs into our lineup or make our lineup more balanced, if you will. On the Lions side, DeAndre Swift is always an interesting character, always an interesting name. I don't know. Did we get news yet? Is he playing? I don't think Stafford will love it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Darrell Henderson I have a lot of too. But for tournaments, I do like taking stabs at Stafford, Woods, Kupp. I mean, you could do Woods, Higbee, whatever you'd like to do. So Swift, I think, would be the main name that I like on the Lions side of the ball. And then the Eagles, Raiders. I really love Jalen Hurts. He made my thumbnail this week. It's a 48.5 point total, 2-point spread. This could be a close game. This could end up being a potential shootout, if you will. Hopefully it's not one of those ugly, slow games. But Jalen Hurts, you can pair with Devontae Smith, right? Dallas Goedert would be an awesome pairing with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is also going to use his feet a lot, so he's very safe there because he's giving you a lot of that rush upside from a quarterback standpoint. And then on the Raiders side, I'm going to have some Kenyon Drake, man. I know a few people, he's not going to be highly owned, but I know a few people will go there just because of last week's play. But I think there's more behind last week's play, right? They obviously had a new coach take over, new head coach. And I feel like people think they're just going to go right back to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to get the majority of the load. But I think when Drake gets his opportunities early, I think he's going to take full advantage of him, and I think he's just going to outplay Josh Jacobs. I could be wrong, but that's the stance I'm going to take, and that's where you take down tournaments, right? People are like, nah, it was just a fluke, 1 week fluke. No, Kenyon Drake has put up monster numbers in previous seasons with the Cardinals and wherever else he was, the Dolphins, right? He's had some monster weeks. He's very capable of that. He's capable of doing that week in, week out. If he was a 3-down back and on some other teams that needed a back that didn't have someone to switch or alternate in, he would be a stud, man. He would be an absolute monster. So I'm going to take the Drake side of this. You know, Henry Ruggs, you can always look at. Brian Edwards, you can look at. Renfro is another guy that's sneaky that I like to put in lineups because he's always finding ways to get open. And Derek Carr does not mind throwing or slinging it to him. What's up, Saucy? Good morning, brother. Matt Hicks, what up, brother? There you go. That's what I got. I got a lot of that, Matt Hicks. We got our man Hicks in here that almost took down a Millie a couple weeks ago. Everybody say what up to Matt. Appreciate y'all being here this morning. Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's got their caffeine and they're drinking some caffeine and getting to it. All right. Next game we got is Houston Texans at Arizona Cardinals. On DraftKings, the Cardinals defense is just way too cheap. They're 3,100. They're playing the Houston Texans. Yes, the Texans could surprise some people. But come on, guys. You're looking at your only undefeated team in the NFL. I don't know. I don't see them losing this game at all. And it's an 18.5 point spread, 47.5 point total. I don't really like anybody on the Houston side. If you're going to play this, I don't mind even doing like a Kyler Murray naked. So without anybody else, not stacked. And with like Arizona defense, I think that's a smart play here. There's just, you got Rondell Moore you could go to. You got Christian Kirk. You got A.J. Green. You got DeAndre Hopkins. They got so many receivers that get involved in the game. That's very hard. Hopkins is pretty much your safest, but he's so expensive at the same time. And again, Kyler Murray is one of the most expensive. Kind of like a Patty Mahomes week in, week out. You know what happens? Guys don't play that most expensive player because they can't build the lineups that they want to build because they don't know how to get different elsewhere. They kind of follow the script of everybody else. The final game of the main slate, late afternoon game, is the Bears at the Tampa Bay Bucks. 47 point total, 11.5 point spread. The Bears side, you got the Herbert and Williams. The Williams is activated from COVID again. I don't know that I like to go there. Money Mooney is an interesting name on the Bears side, right? If you're looking to stack like Tampa Bay and then run it back. You could go Brady. I love Godwin this week. I love Leonard Fournette this week. I think Leonard Fournette brings massive workload upside. I think he's going to be a monster this week. You could go Mike Evans as well. I mean, there's lots of ways you can go here. But I'm more heavy. I don't think I have one lineup that has Tom Brady at quarterback. I think most of it is either Godwin in the lineup or Leonard Fournette in the lineup, and that is it. That's kind of where I'm going to go there. In the Sunday night game, which isn't on the main slate, Colts at Niners. That'll be an interesting game. Only 42.5 point total. So, guys, what you're seeing on the screen right here is, like I said, this is basically Fantasy Cruncher. This is just standard projections. This is 3 lineups that it spit out, right? So, like your highest projected from the optimal at 145.37. Patty Mahomes, Chase Edmonds, Leonard Fournette, DJ Moore, Devontae Smith, Cooks, Waller, and Godwin and Buccaneers. Man, I can't wait till my damn glasses get here. It's getting ridiculous. So let's start. Let's kind of build a lineup here, right? We'll just do a, what is this, $5 entry, million. This is the Millie one, right? So kind of going through your quarterbacks and looking at pricing. Patty Mahomes stands at the top. You got Kyler Murray at 8,700 right below. Lamar Jackson, 84. You got Jalen Hurts, 83. Stafford, 81. Brady, 80 or 8,000. Rodgers, 79. Darnold, 77. Tannehill, Carr. Matt Ryan, 73. Joe Burrow, 72. Daniel Jones, 7,000. Heineke, 69. Mac Jones, 68. Okay, so who do we want to put in as quarterback for our build this morning? Who do you guys want me to build a lineup with? What quarterback? Quarterback would you guys like to see me build with? Need some answers. This is where you guys get to participate. This is where you get to. Clint, this is for daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy sport. DFS. So FanDuel, DraftKings. I do this every Sunday morning. Not a reminder, guys. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be back with the Playmaker podcast. And again, if any of you guys are interested and want to join it, just let me know ahead of time. Make arrangements to get you on either this week or another week, whenever. I'm going to wait it. So we got 2 Staffords and a Hurts. All right, can 2 more people let me know who we're going to build with? Where we at? Edster, what up, bro? How you doing, man? Lamar? All right, so I got a Stafford, Hurts, Stafford, Lamar. So I got 2 Staffords. All right, so I got a Hurts, 2 Staffords, a Hurts, Lamar. You guys really want Stafford? Like, majority of Stafford? There's not a big majority here. It's like 2-1 on the other ones. Is there anyone else that can give me some input? Guys, if you want Stafford, Hurts, Lamar, anybody else in chat that didn't drop a name, put one name, either Stafford, Hurts, or Lamar Jackson. We're going to see. I know Stafford gets it right now, but we only got 2. It's like 2-1 on 2 other ones. I need a couple more. Need a few more input. And again, guys, if you haven't already, if you go to this last week's Playmaker podcast, you go to last week's Playmaker podcast and you leave a comment, if you haven't already, with a question, topic, or even just a comment, we're going to randomly select one winner to win the $30 PayPal or Deafness auction credit, your choice. We are going to do this every week. So every week, once the new episode uploads, once YouTube uploads it, then go back and leave a comment with a question or topic or whatever, and you'll be entered in. So I got 3 Staffords. All right, I got 3 Staffords, so I guess we're going to go with Stafford on this one. Okay. So we need to figure out who we're going to pair Matthew Stafford with in our stack. Are we going to go Kupp? Are we going to go Woods? Are we going to go Higbee? Who are we going to stack with Stafford here in our build? Fans is saying what? Okay, we got Kupp, we got Woods. I need a couple more contributors here. All right, so far I got 3 Woods to 1 Kupp, so I guess we're gonna go. Kupp is expensive too. He's 8,800. We're already paying up somewhat at quarterback. So Woods is basically $2,000 less and poses the same upside. But I appreciate it, mans. All right. Are we going to run anybody back on Detroit? Are we going to play? Are we going to stack the tight end as well? What are we going to do here? Or are we just going to play the Rams side of the ball and forget about... We could do Swift. We could do, let's see, who we got Detroit? Because they're going to have to pass the ball a lot, right? So we got Khalif Raymond, St. Brown. That's about the extent of where we go if we're going to save tight end. Well, Hawkinson is interesting. Rossi saying save tight end. I don't trust you. Swift Cup, save tight end. Hawkins. All right, well, let's see where the rest of our build goes here. All right. Let's find out our running backs. So, obviously, the big dog. Did you guys see the stats on Derrick Henry? This is a fun fact for you. So, Derrick Henry has like 783 rushing yards so far this season. He is still the leader in rushing, even if you take away his yards with no contact. But if you take his yards gained, you know, where he's gotten 583 yards, I think, rushing, and then there's another 203 yards after he's been hit contact. So he leads all running backs both with total rushing yards, and then even if you took away if he got tackled right away, he would still be, and that's like 200 yards. He's like ahead by like 200 rushing yards. I know, Fester, that's the worry, man, but that's why we do GPPs, right? Yeah, he's 11K, guys. So who are we going to play at running back here? We got Henry at 11K. We got Aaron Jones at 8,500. Cordell Patterson, 8,000. Darrell Henderson, we're not going to stack with Stafford and Woods. I don't think that's smart. There's no correlation there. Hubbard, 7,300. Now, there is sayings that Abdul was cut by the Vikings, that the Panthers were going to be signing him. I don't know if that happened already or not. So, Hubbard or Mixon. My man Hicks says Patterson and Jones. That's interesting. I haven't played Cordell Patterson one time this year. And he's obviously had huge games. So Hubbard, question mark. See, the thing with Hubbard is we don't know what where that stands with. I know Amir Abdul just getting on the team probably isn't gonna be acclimated. So Hubbard, Hubbard's a great cash game, mans. I love Mixon this week too. I do like Mixon. We got Fournette, Patterson, and Jones. Okay, so let's do between Fournette and Mixon. We're gonna play 3 running backs. 3 running backs this week. All right. So Patterson, Mixon, and then I need to know between Fournette and Jones, who are we playing? Between Fournette and Jones, who are we playing? Fournette and Aaron Jones, who are we playing? I need multiple answers so we can... It's got to be like a mutual deal here. I got Jones. Fournette does cost less, yes. But we're not going to be concerned about, well... Yeah, JD McKissick. I got Jones. What up, Jeremy? How you doing, brother? We're just deciding on we're going to play 3 running backs in our FanDuel build. We're deciding on if we're going to do Aaron Jones or Leonard Fournette this week. So people are putting their answers in the chat right now. Looks like Jones is probably going to take the cake. I only got one Fournette. I don't think there's enough here to change that. So we will put Mr. Aaron Jones in the flex spot. Let's figure out our defense so we know how much salary we have left. I know we usually plug that last, but we got a lot of high dollar players here. We need to find some salary somewhere. If you're playing on DraftKings, Arizona Cardinals are a lock at $3,100, but they're $5,000 here. I like Henderson too. Yes, I love Henderson. This is more in cash builds, and I do have him in a couple of GPPs, but this is more we're going away from the field here. Besides maybe Woods. Cardinals D is too expensive. If we spend $5,000, we're literally only going to have like $5,500 per spot. We have 2 receiver spots and a tight end. What if we match up? What if we either do Atlanta with Patterson or Green Bay with Jones? I think Tampa's too expensive too. I mean, I love the play, but they're $4,400. The Falcons are $3,900. They're playing Miami in Miami. Atlanta is sneaky. That's what I think. And against Miami, they're cheap. I mean, they're $3,900, right? Jets against the Patriots in New England? Really? Yeah, I'd say Atlanta on this, guys. You guys could build it differently. All right, so we got a 58.33 tight end. Let's figure out tight end. We're not going to pay up because we don't have the money to. We can't pay up for Kelsey or Andrews. Waller, we can't even really afford. Hawkinson, we can't really afford because we're not going to have the salary. Hits, it's not going to correlate really with Patterson. So Goddard, 5,900. Hunter Henry at 5,700. Higbee, Ricky Seals-Jones at 54. Now, if we want to correlate with Patterson, like a mini stack, here's the guy I'm talking about. Let me find him here. Right here. Durham Smithy. This is that Miami player I was talking about who's $2,500 on DraftKings. He had 6 targets last week, 5 receptions. He had, it's going up each week. Not that would necessarily continue, but if we did pay down at tight end, it doesn't matter if we have Atlanta's defense. I mean, he could be the only guy that really he could get in the end zone once, right? And it's not going to hurt our defense. About to sign Watson. Ricky Seals. We got OJ Howard. How much is OJ Howard? He's got a Q tag. He's 5,200. A little spendy for what we have left. Ricky Seals is 5,400. I think he's a little high. It's not going to leave our receiver. It's not going to leave us much salary. Zach Ertz is 5,300. Smithy. Our practice. Cameron Braid is interesting. Well, where's Braid at? $4,600. What do you guys think? Do we just go Smithy? Because he's not going to be owned. Guarantee it. He is not going to be owned. And it might burn us. But that leaves us 6,500. We got 2 receiver spots that we can fill in. So we could somewhat pay up at one receiver, but if we pay up too much, we're not going to have much salary left. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So I would say we probably start at around the 7,300 or up. So like Jamar Chase, 7,500. Ridley at 73. Marquise Brown at 73. McLaurin at 72. Mike Evans, 71. A.J. Brown, 7,000. Chris Godwin. Godwin might be interesting at 67. Kirk Higgins at 61. Money Mooney at 59. Corey Davis, 59. Waddle at 59. We already got a Miami guy. Devontae Smith, 58. Jacoby Myers, 57. Hunter Renfrow. I think one of the guys we should put in maybe is Hardman. Maybe go Hardman, even though he's going to be chalky. He's cheap, right? That would leave us 7,600, guys. We can go Jamar Chase, Calvin Ridley. We already have Atlanta, though. That wouldn't make sense. We could go Hollywood Brown and then kind of correlate him with Joe Mixon. That's what I'm saying. If he doesn't drop passes. Higgs is saying Ruggs. One guy's saying Chase. But we got Mixon. We don't want to pair Mixon. Then we'd have to change our running back. If we're gonna, we don't want to have a running back and a receiver from the same team. That's not correlating, right? Because we want them to have their biggest ceiling game. And typically, two different offensive position guys, unless it's a quarterback with a receiver or tight end, they're not going to have a ceiling game because they're taken away from each other. We want the guy that goes the nuts, right? And we want both positions to go the nuts. So we don't want them on the same team if they're not on the same. Got Chase, but if we again, yeah, Antonio Brown, PJ is out this week. Otherwise, I would have Antonio Brown, guys. I'm just gonna tell you, every single week Antonio Brown plays this week, he is a lock button. He is not playing this week, guys. I've been taught. I'm going to sound like a goddamn broken record because you know what? It's true. The stats show it. I say it every week. He is Tom Brady's favorite target by far. He leads in targets since he's gotten to Tampa Bay and any Tampa Bay receiver. And he continues to. He is the old Antonio Brown. I think he's like peaking right now because of how crazy he works out in his fitness regime and everything else. I think he's like getting to his peak right now. Like, he's just got to stay healthy. A.J. Brown, that's an interesting one. A.J. Brown at 7,000. If we think it's going to be more a pass, even though it's going to be probably pretty run heavy. I got a lot of chases. I mean, if we did chase, then can't. So who do we got? If we did Chase, that would leave us at 7,200 at running back. Right? We'd have to go like Fournette. I mean, we could go Fournette, so we could do this. We could do this. That would work. What up, Big Pimpin'? Good morning. Good morning, Pimpin'. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, my guy. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you are doing well. Hope everything is good for you, my guy. Yes, PJ coming in with the facts. I love it, man. Love it. I agree. So, do we want it like this then, or do we want it like this? That would actually leave us 600. We could go on defense. I mean, we could pay up at defense now. We could actually get Tampa Bay's defense. So it would look something like that. I appreciate you, man. Guys, everybody, if you guys don't know, B-Pats, he does stack sales and auctions. Tuesdays as well as like I do, he usually starts like an hour later. You know me, I only go a couple hours. So you can always start with me before he's live, and then when I finish up or whatever, you can go. Make sure you guys show some support or have us both on at the same time. 2 different devices. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. We can all share here. We can all help each other network. Be real ones. Brown is out. Why not Godwin? So yeah, I mean that's a good stance. You know, you make a good point here. So at 6,700. So if you did this, we still can't get to Arizona's defense. We could go to the Patriots against the Jets, or we could stay with Tampa. We could pay up elsewhere. What do you guys think? Let's vote on this. So, do we do Godwin? I think we just leave salary on the table if we keep Godwin in there with Tampa Bay defense. Do we do Godwin or do we do AJ Brown? Godwin or AJ Brown? Chris Godwin or AJ Brown? About Freeman at running back? Possibly. I don't know, man. I have a hard time with AJ Brown Mixon. Some people are liking Godwin. What do you guys think? And then we're gonna go to a DraftKings. We're gonna build a DraftKings line before I get off here with you guys. Tell you guys where I'm at on cash. Hit a wrong button. Here's what my cash lineup looks like for cash games. I got Patty Mahomes, Hubbard, Williams, Ridley, Woods, Hardman, Goddard, Godwin, and Cardinals defense. That is my cash lineup on FanDuel. On DK, it's Patty Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Mike Davis, Godwin, Hardwin, Bateman, Ertz, Woods, and Cardinals defense. That's my DraftKings cash lineup. I love the break. Okay, do you want... So keep this one and build a lineup with Lamar? We can do that. And then we're gonna go. We're gonna go a little quicker on this one, and then we'll go to DraftKings and build one as well. So this one, Fester wants us to build one with Lamar. Go on this. So this one is going to be with Lamar per Fester's request. All right, Fester. We're going to put Marquise, or we put Mark Andrews. We put them both in there. What are we doing? We doing Hollywood Brown with Mark Andrews. We doing just Lamar with Andrews. We doing Lamar naked with nobody else. What are we doing here, buddy? You may run like Gump today, right? Fester, tell me where you want to go with this. Are we gonna play Mixon on the other side of the ball? Are we playing Chase on the other side of the ball? Who are we playing on the other side of the ball? Best. You start this build with, because you wanted the quarterback. Who do you want to correlate it with? And then we'll fill in the rest. Who are you thinking, buddy? If I assume, if I know what you're thinking, I'm gonna assume that it's this. Probably this. Am I correct so far, Fester? Murray's out. What do you mean? Latavius Murray? Yeah, we knew Latavius Murray was out, or who was out? What do you mean? Kyler Murray's out? All right, I know you, Fester. I know you, big brother. Making sure, oh, Kyler Murray's in. Okay. All right. All right, who else we want in here, guys? We want to do Fournette this time at running back as well. Do there. We'll kind of go with that same defense, right? Actually, let's put Fournette in the flex. Because he's late, remember? You got a late player, make sure you got a late player. It's not going to let me do it until we fill the other. Who else do you want running back besides Fournette? Who else do we want in the running back besides Fournette? Anderson? I like that. I like that call. Yep. And then flex, I don't know. We might not have the salary to do all of this, but let's see. So we already got our defense. Tight end. We can't do Mark Andrews. We won't have enough salary left. We have to go super duper. Let's we just put our crazy dude in again. Pay up a little bit. Who did Fester like? And pay up. We gotta pay down here, guys. Just go with this dude. This guy might be like our safe. Want Goddard? All right. We're not gonna have a lot of salary left, but do it. I like it. 59. So I'm assuming we got to plug in Hardman here for the salary, unless you know some other very cheap receiver. We got 64 left. 64 left. Christian Kirk, T. Higgins, Money Mooney, Waddle. Who do we like, buddy? Devontae Smith. Who do you like? Who's our, we got Fournette in the flex already. So who is our, we got basically 6,400 left. Davis, Mooney, Higgins, T. Higgins. Well, we already got Mixon, though. We already got Mixon. That's not going to correlate well. Christian Kirk, Money Mooney. Too bad Tony's out. That dude's going up now, isn't he? Waddle at 5,900. Waddle, waddle. Shake, shake it. We could then put Rams defense. So we could do this. We can either... You like Tampa Bay's defense or Rams defense better? Because we can fit either one in. We got 500 left. Rams with Henderson. Boom, there you go. There you go. There it is. There it is, guys. There's the lineup. We're going to do a DraftKings one now here. I've spent about an hour with you guys. We're going to do a DraftKings build here before I get off. I appreciate you guys. I know, they're both good. Now on DraftKings, here's what's crazy. On DraftKings, they got this defense pricing way wrong. Cardinals are $3,100. It's pretty much a free play. Against Houston, $3,100. Now, if you want to get sneaky, we talked about the Falcons. They're 2,700. They're not going to save you that much. So who do we play at quarterback on DraftKings? Pricing a little different. Still up there. Murray 85, 84 from Mahomes. Tom Brady 77, Rodgers 75, Lamar 74, Stafford 71, Jalen Hurts 69, Tannehill 64, Burrow 62, Derek Carr 6,000, Matt Ryan 57, Daniel Jones 54, Heineke 52. What do you guys like for a DraftKings build? What do we like? You would think. Usually, but defense is kind of a... Defense is... You know, you're right. You never really know. You can pay down to, like, Falcons. I think Falcons are a very safe play on DraftKings for sure. At 57. Yes, Nar, you're somewhat correct there. They'll probably poop the bed. They'll probably lose their first game to the Texans today and get spanked. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, guys. Who we doing? You want me to just pick one? Should we make this one a Jalen Hurts one? All right. We got Hurts at 6,900. Matt Ryan is interesting as well. We could do like Matt Ryan with Cordell Patterson. He's cheap at 5,700. You want Hurts? Hurts? Okay. So we'll do Hurts. I guess we'll probably just pair him with Goddard. He's somewhat cheap. He's 4,600. But still, it's very hard. Yes, you're correct. Very hard to build on DraftKings. Pricing is very, very difficult. So running back. Well, let's put our cheap guy in so we know how much money we have. Hardman is kind of... He's just like a fill-in because 4,300... I mean, literally, he only has to catch like 2 passes and he's good. So we got 62-2. All right, so D. Henry is 9,200. Maybe we just kind of, besides Hardman, maybe we just stay away from that game on this build, right? Maybe this game doesn't pan out to be what it was supposed to. Maybe it's a very low-scoring game. Maybe Tennessee really controls clock, kills clock, right? So they don't have as many opportunities. Booker. This might be a place where you could take a shot at, like, Devontae Freeman's $4,400. So, faster someone brought up Freeman, or somebody did. I mean, at $4,400, at $4,400, this is where we could get some savings here. That really helps boost our salary up, right? So now that leaves us like 66.5. Patterson 6,300, right? McKissick over Freeman. Well, how much is he though? Well, he's 500 more, or he's $600 more, but yeah, we could do that. Oh yeah, yeah. Do that. All right. Should we play anybody from Las Vegas? I think if we did anybody from Las Vegas, it's either Kenyon Drake or Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow or Kenyon Drake if we're going to play somebody back from Las Vegas. So Drake is... This is a high-risk play, but could have huge upside. 4,900. Renfrow is 4,800. Do we want to play either one of them, or do we just want to skip the other side of the ball? Hunter? The great Renfrow? All right, now we're talking. Now we got like 73 per player. We got a running back, receiver, and a flex left. So now let me just see what happens. So if we put Derrick Henry in, we're at 63.5 left, which I think is plenty of salary, but we don't have to necessarily pay all the way up. We could do somebody like Henderson, Fournette, 64, Henderson 66, Mixon 65, even Aaron Jones, even Cordell Patterson 63. Where do we go here, guys? What would you guys like? Do we plug in Derek the Beast himself, Derrick Henry here? Or do we go elsewhere? What do you guys think? Hurts or Carr? He says Carr over Hurts. Go for Henry, right? It's like, where's Derek? Derek Carr is 6,000. I don't know, man. You get so much more run upside with Hurts, though. Like, regardless of who wins this game, you got to remember we're looking for total max points scored. Hurts just gives you so much more upside with his legs, right? The ability to run, potential rushing touchdowns as well. You know, he runs, especially in DraftKings, that full point. All right, so we got 63.5. So at receiver, we're going to have to keep it somewhat unless we do like a super cheap flex. Yeah. Yeah, you need that rushing upside airtime. And so we didn't take any Fournette, so maybe Godwin at 5,900. This will give us 60. This will give us 6,800 in the flex. We could plug in Darrell Henderson, Calvin Ridley, Darrell Henderson, Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, Robert Woods. What do you guys want? Do we just plug in Darrell Henderson? You guys like their big Darrell Henderson here, or do we like Calvin Ridley or somebody else? What do you guys think? Henderson? This? You guys like that? You like that? I agree. All right. We just see a defense, 3,300. So you could get Packers defense for 3,300 and get away, but I think Arizona's just a safe. I think for defense wise, it's a safe bet. King defense. So, all right, guys, that's gonna take care of that. There we are, man. Our DraftKings build. Let me show you guys. So this was DraftKings. Or no, this was FanDuel's build. The optimal for Fantasy Cruncher. And then this was DraftKings optimal build. That's what they had for the optimals. Yeah, cash game fester. My cash lineups. So my cash lineup for FanDuel is Patty Mahomes, Hubbard, Williams, Ridley, Woods, Hardman, Goddard, Godwin, and Cardinals defense. Ridley just scares me, but he gets 10, 11 targets. You're good, Joe. Joe, if you ever set up the other app, man, just let me know. Use my link. We both get like bonus. I think we get the same amount, but they give us a bonus deposit. Just get $10 or something. I know. Williams. Yes, the running back. So in cash games, you can play. You don't worry about correlation, right? Because we're not looking for their highest ceiling games. We're just looking for them to have a good high floor, right? So I have what's his face? The Kansas City running back, D. Williams. So I have Patty Mahomes, Hubbard, D. Williams. Well, here, let me just, I'll pull it up. This is my cash lineup right here. That's what I have right now for cash. Oh, I got you. Yeah, KC's running back. Now, with the whole Freeman news, I mean, let's just see something once. How much was he on FanDuel? 5,700. Robert Woods. I don't know. I don't know what to do there. Had to boot back out so it didn't save anything. I don't know. I think this is good for cash. Who? Vic. Talking about Vic. I mean Vic. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be. I'm right there. I think that's safe for cash. Vic. Who you guys talking about? Vic. I don't know who Vic is. I don't know who Vic is. Who's Vic? All right, guys. Oh. Oh, I get you. I thought when you put Vic, though, I thought you were talking about a player because you said Vic he's due. Like you were talking like the player Vic was due. Sure, he has a monster. Got you. Yeah, I think Ridley is safe. He's gonna get the targets. I mean, again, you guys got to remember this lineup right here. I still put this in a tournament just in case because you never know when your cash build might go off. But this lineup right here is very, very, very safe floor. Okay, I'm not expecting 200 points out of this lineup this week to win a GPP to take something down. I'm expecting around 150. We need around 150 points from this lineup to get us in the green in cash games. Okay, 150 is usually that magic number. Now, if the games are all really low scoring, that'll obviously be lower than that. But that's usually a gauge for FanDuel you can use. So we got 9 spots. We need to average like 17 points, just under 17 points per position. Obviously, some positions will outscore others. Like you're going to go, well, Williams probably won't. Hubbard probably no, but Mahomes will probably get like 25 to 30. Like he's projected safe at like a 30 points, fantasy points. So that takes some of that edge off the other spots. So Frank B. Rippin', what up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Happy Sunday to you. Happy every Sunday is a great Sunday when we got football on. We got a World Series about to start, guys. Again, I'm going to drop a little plug one more time. We got the Playmaker podcast again tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Join us. We're going to have guests on there. If any of you want to be a part of it and be live, besides just in the chat, let me know. Hit me with a DM or message me, email me, deafness45@gmail.com. Or Twitter at IamDeafness45. Down there you can see. Let me know, and we'll get you in with the rest of us. And we got a lot of cool topics, a lot of things to talk about. We got the World Series to talk about. We're gonna have this weekend in football to talk about. We're gonna have a lot going on. How about that Oklahoma quarterback as well that took over this week? Man, shit in the bed the first half. He about gave me a heart attack because I had him as my fantasy, one of my quarterbacks in FanDuel and DraftKings college football. So, but oh, it's your birthday? Well, everybody, hey, we got 6-7 people left in here at the end of the tail end of this show. Everybody give some happy birthday emojis to our man Frank B. Rippin', man. Happy birthday, brother. We appreciate you, dude. Hope you have an awesome one. Hope everybody enjoyed Guns' charity auction last night. My boy Jimmy Guns. It was awesome. I think he did very, very good. We got Scott to eat some live. He brought him in, eat some hot dogs with mustard. So that was awesome. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, you guys, hey, enjoy your birthday today, my guy. Yeah, you got that sweet Yazrook. Yeah, I saw that, man. So that's why you were spending a little more. Little birthday present for yourself. I see. Guys, good luck today. Everybody who plays fantasy football, whatever it may be. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And don't forget, we're going to be back tomorrow night right here for the Playmaker podcast. I'll have guests with me. We'll be talking about the weekend. We'll be talking about baseball. We'll be talking about a playmaker from yesterday. From Minnesota, the Minnesota Twins that went to the Braves. Well, courtesy from the Indians to the Braves. My guy, Eddie. It's no longer Let's Go Brandon. It's Let's Go Eddie. Appreciate you guys, man. We'll see you. Have an awesome Sunday and win some money so we can talk about it tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the podcast, 7 p.m.